You're listening to the best tea in the city.
The best tea in the city.
This is where you belong.
Best tea in the city. 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Kaya 959. On the street, on the air.
All right. We need to talk about youth unemployment. Please allow me. I've got the Chief Communication Officer of Harambee. Harambee is an NPO, actually. It's a youth employment accelerator. And they've got a portal called SA Youth. So this is for you, HR practitioners and anyone who is basically looking at helping to alleviate the the youth unemployment scourge that we are under. And Zengeziwe, you may even call me to order, but I think it is a scourge. Good morning.
I'm not going to call you to order, and good morning, Tibos. I'm not. You are correct.
It is, right? Because, I feel for me it's a ticking time bomb, but I'm glad Harambee thought about a solution. Tell me more about this.
Well, there is the ticking time bomb that you're talking about, and it's just the sheer volume and number of young people that are locked out of the economy, that don't have access to opportunities. And so what we were trying to do was figure out, working with partners, how do we find a way to reduce the barriers that young people face to entering the labor market? But I think importantly, there's so many people like yourselves, like a lot of your listeners, that are employers that could be part of the solution. And they also have challenges in terms of how do they access young people? How do they make sure that their lives are easier when they're trying to really find young people or entry-level talent to fill their roles? So the SA Youth platform was established, and it's really looking from 2 points. The one point is, how do we break the barriers that young people experience? The high cost of transport. Tibos, you know that the data issue, we have the highest data, which is why the platform is free. So we've really looked at how do we design something that reduces those barriers, but at the same time makes it easier for employers to also access this entry-level talent. So that is really the thrust of the system.
Now, I like the fact that you're also on LinkedIn. So for the professionals, for businesses, they'll be able to just go to SA Youth and tap on this. But in actual fact, let's talk about what is it exactly you're trying to make those who may be able to help, not only help, but need skills that are sitting in this portal, so to speak. What are you trying for them to tap into?
What we're trying for them to tap into is really a pool of, it's a national pool. So from a location perspective, we know that employers often find that they have issues of people coming in from a transport perspective and not being able to stay for long periods, etc. So on the system itself, what we look at is essentially 3 things. From an employer perspective, one is, how do we make it easy for them to recruit? How do we make it, we know that with the challenge that we've spoken about, you've got hundreds of thousands of CVs, thousands of CVs that you have to go through. And so we've really built the system so that your employers are able to have filtering and screening done for them. And it's based on behavioral screeners. It's based on assessments that we have done with the young people so that there's really a much stronger match. So there's a lot of ease of use, but there's also knowing that on the other side of that, you're getting access to a young person who's engaged, a young person who's gone through behavioral screeners, who's done problem-solving assessments. So you're really getting a fuller person as opposed to just kind of the traditional hiring process where you've got the CV. Often employers are exclusionary and unintentionally, but you just say, here's matric, you have to have X numbers of work experience. What we have done is actually develop an SA Youth CV, which allows young people to build a CV that employers can access that signals more than just the traditional CV. It's really saying, this is the full person, this is the full young person, this is the potential. That's why we call it the portal to potential, because there really are so many young, talented, engaged people who could fill entry-level roles. And it's about making it easier for the employer to do so and making sure that they're able to get the kind of match that they're looking for and really discover talent that they would otherwise not have seen.
Where do we go? Is there a website?
You go to SA Youth. Yep, you go to our website. It's www.sayouth.co.za. And when you get there, you'll see the process is extremely simple. You can go directly to advertise your jobs, post your opportunities, or you can also go and book a demo. And that is, to get a fuller view of how to and what to. But it's a very simple process. It's sayouth.co.za.
Zengeziwe, Msimang, all the best to you, and great job, guys. Let's hope we change this thing and turn it around.
Thank you very much, T-Bose.